Hello, little man. Boy, I sure heard a bunch about you. See, I was a good friend of your dad's. We were in that Hanoi pit of hell together over 5 years. Hopefully, you never had to experience this yourself. But when two men are in a situation like me and your dad were for as long as we were, you take on certain responsibilities for the other. If I hadn't been for me, who had not made it, Major Coolidge would have been taken right now to my son Jim. But the way it turns out is I'm talking to you, Butch. I got something for you. This watch I got here was first purchased by your great grandfather during the First World War. It was bought in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee, made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. Up till then, people just carried on pocket watches. It was bought by Private Doughboy Erine Coolidge on the day he was set sail for Paris. It was your great grandfather's war watch, and he wore it every day. He was in that war. When he had done his duty, he went home to your great grandmother, took the watch off, put it in an old coffee can, and that's where it stayed till your granddad, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. This time, they called it World War II. Your great grandfather gave this watch to your granddad for good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. Dane was a Marine, and he was killed along with other Marines in the Battle of Wake Island. Your granddad was facing death. He knew it. None of the boys had any illusions about even leaving that island alive. So 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your granddad asked the gunner on the Air Force transport name of Winocki, a man he had never met before in his life, to deliver to his infant son, who he'd never seen in flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your granddad was dead, but Winocki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivered to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shot down over Hanoi. He was captured, put in a Vietnamese prison camp. He knew if the gooks ever saw the watch, they confiscated, taken away. The way your dad looked at it, this watch was your birthright. He'd be damned if any sloops were gonna get the greasy, yella hands on your boy's birthright, his boy's birthright. So he hid it in one place he knew he could hide something, his ass. 5 long years he wore his watch up his ass. Then he died of dysentery. He gave me the watch. I had this uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 2 years. Then after 7 years, I was sent home to my family. And now, little man, I give this watch to you.